What's up? This is Ron D. Rock from Ugritone, and the day is finally here. We get to explore Drums Against Humanity. Alright, so this is Drums Against Humanity. Fairly simple. The layout, I like it. The picture of this was actually taken during Behemoth's latest European trek. Believe it was Berlin. So the guys set up, when they're setting up the stage, they had to rotate the kit 180 degrees to capture the shot, rotate it back in, and continue their day as usual. Apologies to the road crew for the extra trouble on that day, but it does look pretty stunning to me. And this is the backdrops. Everything's from their latest tour, and they were okay with that. They were okay with us including that in the thing. As you can see, lots of kit pieces, 2 kicks, snares. We've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 toms in there. So not your typical sampled set over there. And when you pay attention to, you also see quite a few chinas, quite a few cymbals, your extras, and your usuals. A lot of stuff happening over here, but I figured the best way to get this thing on the road, if I shut up for a minute and I'm just going to play you what the kit sounds like. No processing, everything you hear is within the plugin itself. All right, that's probably, if you're on the verge of getting this thing, or if you've already gotten this thing, chances are that's probably the style of drumming that you're going to go with, and that's certainly the blueprint that we all had. Inferno is not really known to be a jazz drummer, but he's really known for playing that kind of stuff. Sounds amazing, death metal, black metal, blackened thrash, and all that. That's kind of we didn't want to make the greatest sounding drums. We wanted to make the most evil sounding drums, the meanest sounding drums, and I think Haldor and Inferno definitely captured it. Cymbal drums, all pearl, because pearl drums, they rule. Cymbals, all Paiste, mostly the Rude series. There's a few 2002s, and you have for hi-hat and ride, you can choose from a 2002 and a Rude. So if you want just a slightly smoother, not as in-your-face sounding cymbals in there. I'm going to start going through this kit piece by kit piece. So this is the Fat Man kick drum. Sounds pretty mean. Sounds pretty in your face, massive. Tom number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6. And you got your extras. Rockets or Zepters. So more like a timpani, like a concert kind of. All right. Let's go. I'm gonna play the same clip with the snare and go with a different snare. But first, I want to address something. If you take a look at what the snare is called, that's right, my friends. It's called the APOSTASY. And that is not just a funny coincidence. That is actually, this is the snare from Behemoth's APOSTASY album. I can't describe how happy I am to have that, because ever since I heard that album, all I wanted my snare to sound like that. Well, guess what? Now I can use it on every song I ever write, and it does sound every bit as good as it does on the record. So let's play that one more time with the Apostasy snare. Brilliant. It's really hard for me to think of a better death metal snare than that. But wait, there's more. The Black Death. Also a pretty mean sounding snare. And let's listen to the same clip with the Black Death. Alright, tune a little higher, perhaps a little meaner, not as mid-focused as the Apostasy snare. Great for perhaps something a little faster, or perhaps something a little slower. Perhaps a little more, I don't know, different flavor. Alright, Carnivore. Another heavy metal insider tip. According to Haldor, this snare, Carnivore, is the same snare that was used on Decapitated's Carnival is Forever album. Tuned pretty much to the same exact pitch. Carnivore. Carnival is Forever. Guys, I get it now. That's why you guys named it that way. All right, so Carnivore. All right, sounds perfect for if you want to go even faster than that, or hardcore, grindcore, anything, or slam, anything where you need that really pingy kind of that's not ringy, but it's pingy, if that makes sense. Yep, also a great death metal snare. Let's see, Coffin, which if the Carnivore was the highest tuned snare, this is the lowest tuned snare. And I love this because this is so, it's like Dio. Like straight up 80s, like Peace Sells by Megadeth. Whoopsie. And let's play the same thing. Right on. Straight out of 80s, man. Like I said, Peace Sells, maybe Master of Puppets, something where you just need a little more weight to the snare. Alright. Time to move on to the final one, which is called the Death Brass. Also a little lower tune than the rest, but still it's very focused, packs a lot of punch, mean as hell. Let's take a listen. Sounds perfect to me. Once again, mean. there's nothing fancy or nothing polished in here. It's all just mean, in your face kind of tones, you know. And the one thing that you might notice about the toms, they're not dampened. They're actually extremely open sounding, and that's where I definitely got schooled. I thought they were going to be a dampening. So this kit essentially is a work of art when it comes to crafting the tone and tuning the drums, so that you don't really need a whole lot, because they cut through the mix without any dampening. This is essentially, I've seen the pictures from the studio when they recorded it, and this is exactly what you see is how it was captured. It was a different kit, but exactly the same idea. All right, so we have two kicks. That was called the Fat Man, and then we're going to move on to the Little Boy, which is a little more open, but you'll probably notice one key difference here. There's it's like a nuke going off, and I'll solo the channel. All right, so I'll solo the channel. Yeah, so the idea for that was that they basically created a tunnel and put a large diaphragm condenser in front of the kit, so that's kind of like resonating. Turn it off. Sounds kind of boring. Like, there's just so much creativity in these sounds. Like you can use the kick in a different way, and like you heard, once you mute the nuke channel or the trash channel, something's missing. It doesn't sound as evil. And one other feature that was also updated for the Drums Against Humanity is you see two kicks. Well, guess what? Now we have two separate kicks, and I've made a little clip, little jam, if you will, of the first round is with a single kick, so the kicks are all mapped in the same note, and on the second they're mapped to 36 and 35, so you'll hear exactly what changes when you have one kick sample versus two kick drum sample that are slightly different sounding. So first one single, second clip with a double. Again. Just notice like how much it opens up. Like it just sounds more massive. So I'm really glad the guys made us make the triggering for the two separate kicks, because it does make a big difference. You know, it might. Let's try with the other kick. Let's change it back to the Fat Man. Sounds more triggered, and then you go back to the. Yeah, so you've got options there as far as if you like the machine gun kind of kick sound, probably be better off just with the one single. But if you want the traditional like double bass feel to it, map it from 36 to 35. So there you go. One more thing I want to show you is the expressiveness of the hi-hats and the rides, which I think the guys really captured really well. Which, you know, to me, cymbals are probably the most essential thing in using. Like, if the cymbals don't sound real, then, you know, you can kind of make the shells sound fake, but you need the cymbals to be real. And what the Drums Against Humanity really captured is that. Like every nuance of every accent is there, and I think it just sounds very dynamic and realistic. And you know, we had as far as I'm concerned, the best drum cymbal company in the world, who Inferno is endorsed by, and that is APOSTASY, and so they just make beautiful sounding cymbals. That's Drums Against Humanity 101 for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be making some more videos about Drums Against Humanity, and in the next few ones I'll be showing the ins and outs when you're playing on an electronic drum kit. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is Drums Against Humanity. Go give us a like and a subscribe and follow and all that woozy. Support Behemoth when they go on tour. And if you want someone who's really good at mixing your record, get in touch with Haldor Grunberg at Satanic Audio. That's it for today, and I will see you in the next video.